Boy, it was over a suit. He killed that man. Killed that man over a suit. Well, it's actually 3, but 3 noodles, bro. Not even $2. 39 cents a piece. You know, it wasn't about how much it was worth. Hell yeah, bro, it's principle.
Crime Talk 369, prison stories on the line, New York rhythm in the spine. If you did it or you didn't, you gon' feel it in this rhyme.
Wars and riots. I've been poked on. I done poked people. I actually died for almost 5 minutes, bro. No heartbeat, nothing. All right, so I got stabbed, right? And you know, in the penitentiary, like, it's hard enough to get to medic. And I tried to just bandage myself up and walk it up. You know, like, I just had myself wrapped up, bro. I had this one dude, I was paying him. I was giving him different things in there. He had like MRSA or something like that, right? He was getting wound care done. So they would give him gauze, wraps, all this. So I would buy it from him. I have him go down there and get it. And he would sell it to me for like Suboxone strip, stuff like that. So I'm bandaging myself up like that. Didn't really have no medicine to put on it. Well, my arm started swelling up, bro. Literally, it was 3 times the size of my right arm. I'm not bullshitting. It was solid red. And it got to where it was sticking straight out like this. Like it wouldn't lay at my side because it was so big and hard, I couldn't even bend it. And I'd been going to medical for like a week at that point, trying to get them to take me. And they just kept asking me, hounding me, how'd this happen? I just kept lying to them. I don't know. Fuck how it happened. Let's fix it. You know what I'm saying? Well, they keep sending me back to the pod, bro. They gave me, can't remember the name of the meds, but it was an antibiotic, a really strong one that was supposed to help the swelling. They give me that, it wasn't doing nothing. I keep going down there. I'm like, it's getting worse. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. Like, y'all need to get me to a hospital. Bro, that same night, I went that morning, that same night, I was so out of my head from this infection. I was talking to myself and shit. I was hearing voices. I told my homeboys, they was like, bro, you gotta go to the hospital. I was like, blood, I keep going down here. These people keep sending me back. So it's like 8:30 at night. It's right before they do pill call out. You know, lockdown at 9 o'clock. Nobody locks down in the pods, but you ain't going out after 9. So they're doing the pill call for everybody to go out into the hallway, get their meds. Me and none of my homeboys got the pill call. Homie, I swear to God, like I was so beat down and hurting at that point, I couldn't even talk. I couldn't even explain myself. So my homeboys literally went down there and told the warden we was going to put this bitch on sack lunch if they ain't send me tonight. It was like, bro, y'all don't send little bro right now. We're going to put this bitch on sack lunch. We'll be locked down for 6 months in this motherfucker. For real, they knew we wasn't playing. Like, it was serious, bro. He was like, the best I can do is put him on the phone with a doctor and we'll go from there. He's like, but I can't put a transport order in tonight. So he put me on the phone with a doctor. The doctor sees my arm and he's like, can you move it? I'm like, nah. He said, is it hot? I said, very. I was like, I got a fever, a bad one. My fever was like 102, bro. Like my arm felt like it was on fire. It was crazy. As soon as he seen it, he was like, he said, can you see your veins anywhere? And I was like, nah. And he was like, he needs to come to the hospital right now. Like not an hour from now, not in the morning, right now, or he'll lose that arm. So I almost lost my arm. And actually during the surgery, when I woke up, I couldn't move my arm. They told me that they said, you'll probably never be able to use it again. The bottom won't be mobile. And if you are able to use it, your feeling will probably never come back.
It's still messed up?
Nah, bro, I used it. Yeah, I used it. But you see, like, it's bad, bro.
Them bloods probably saved your life.
Yeah, straight up. Straight up. You know, 3 of them was my homeboys from the street. You know, I still fuck with them tough. I send them money and everything. And it's crazy. You know, I watch my son. I got custody of my son 2 months after I came home. Full custody of my son. But, you know, his mama, she ain't doing the best. And she's kind of out there. He just called me one day. She had left him at somebody's house for like 3 months. Now, the dude's a good dude. He'd been around him his whole life. But she wasn't with this dude no more, nothing. No warning. My son couldn't go to school because she wouldn't sign the papers, like for him to go back to school. He had been he had been in trouble for fighting the year before, and he got sent to like an alternative school. So she had to sign papers for him to go back. She never signed the papers. So he had went like almost a month without going to school on back. She didn't even care, bro. But yeah, like
She was
it
chasing the drugs.
yeah, yeah, bro. And you know, like it really ain't her fault neither, bro. Like that shit hypnotizes you. It does. Like you get caught up in that lifestyle and you don't know nothing else. Right? Like that's just the
Yeah.
truth. Like, bro, I watch my son right now. Like he just run away from home a month ago, right? And he was gone a couple months. He was gone a while. He found out real quick that it's harder out there than it looks. He's also, I see it in him. I see it in him all over him. He's just like I was. It scares me to death. Exact. His thought patterns and everything work the same. I know what he's thinking before he says it, bro. I'm dead serious. Like I just know because I used to be that. It's like watching myself almost fail all over again because he's doing all the same, right? Like he's infatuated with that lifestyle, bro.
That's one of the reasons that got you on the right path was your son and your family.
Yeah, man. It is. Like, bro, I wanted something. I wanted something more than what I had. I knew that my life wasn't going to never change. When I died in that hospital and I woke up, bro, like something about me was different.
You
Like,
died when they were doing your arm.
yeah, for 4 minutes and 41 seconds exactly. They put me under and my heart stopped. No explanation why. They couldn't tell me why. My heart stopped. I died for 4 minutes and 41 seconds. No heartbeat, no nothing. But I was still conscious the whole time. It's crazy. I say God did the surgery on me, bro. For real. And I say he fixed more than just my arm. And I believe that wholeheartedly because something in me when I woke up, bro, was just different. I don't know how to explain it, man. It's something that just can't really be explained with words. But yeah, and then when I went back to the penitentiary, like I was still around all the bullshit. Like they kept me in a like the hospital side of it for like 8-9 months. My arm still wasn't moving, nothing. Supposed to keep me there for a year. They needed space for somebody else. So about 8-9 months, they just gave me a sling and threw me back into the jungle. Right? Like that's literally what they did, bro. But I wasn't mad about it. I was tired of sitting back there.
You know, being injured like that, do you think you become a target? People would try you, or does your reputation, your affiliation keep that from happening?
Yeah, the affiliation gonna keep that from happening. Unless you around like I said, like if you're around like people from your set or your gang, you know how like pretty much all Crips come together in the penitentiary. They not like some of them set tripping, but still like as a whole, like if something pop off, it's just Crip. All right, and Bloods is the same way. Pirus is the same way. So you'll have homeboys that ain't from your set, and they might not really fuck with you, but they act like they do. But still, like if you even got one homeboy that's gonna vouch for you, like and that fuck with you, you gonna be straight. Yeah, bro, and you can get crossed out at any time.
That's mandatory. When I was in the gang, you know, they tell you if you see another gang member getting attacked, you have to jump in. You have to. Doesn't matter. We talk about if he was wrong or right, we talk about it afterwards.
Exactly. Yeah, because I don't seen that happen though to plenty people, bro. And then they done did some bullshit, and that's why it popped off and it caused all this to happen. So then they get crunched after the fact. Like I done seen them get just basically take a wreck, and then I done seen them get crossed all the way out. Helicopter flight. All right, I done seen it, bro. All right, so there's this one Crip, Blue June, and he was an older dude, bro. He's from Chattanooga. Cuz was a gangster. I fucked with him. He lived next door to me. Right? Like we shoot shit, we smoke and shit all the time. Man, he was old school penitentiary, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I learned a lot from him, right? I learned a lot from him. But he was sitting there, we was smoking one day, and he was talking about this other, I can't even remember dude's name, but he was GD, right? He was the older cat. They was around the same age. Dude's actually bigger than him. The GD was. He was actually bigger than Blue June, but Blue June's a big dude. They was both big dudes. Blue June went and talked to him. He comes back and he sits beside me. He's like, bro, if dude don't got my shit, when store run, I'm sticking that bitch on my mom. That's what he said. He's like, I'm sticking that bitch on my mom. He said, bro, it's been 2 weeks. I shouldn't have let it slide the first week. I ain't even asked him what it was for. Bro, it was over a suit. He killed that man. Killed that man over a suit. Well, it's actually 3, but 3 noodles, bro. Not even $2. 39 cents a piece. You know, it wasn't about how much it was worth. Hell yeah, bro. It's principle. And ego's a bad motherfucker in the penitentiary.
How bad is the drug situation, and how far will inmates go to stay high?
Anything, bro. They do anything.
And I mean, what's that do to the families? They'll use them?
Of course, bro. I used to fuck around, sell different things in there. I ain't gonna say his name or nothing. He's actually home now. He's a little country dude. He was like, there was only a couple of other white boys in the pod with us, right? He was one of them. He wasn't affiliated with nothing. No, little skinny dude, wore glasses. And I used to front him stuff, right? And he'd owe me for it. He came to me because he knew I wasn't going to be on no bullshit if he didn't have the money on time. He ain't never have it on time. It'd always be 3-4 days late. I wouldn't hound him about it. I just let him pay me. I wouldn't give him nothing else. I wouldn't hound him about it. I only had to whoop him one time because he tried to go around me while he owed me money and spend his money. But he ain't never do it after that. I remember one time it was right after Christmas, and his people had just sent him like probably $400, right? All together. It was literally a couple days after Christmas. He done ran through all of it. You know, it goes fast. He's dope sick. Bro, he come and asked to use my phone. I had a cell phone. He come and asked to use my phone. He's like, can I call my mom and try to get some money? And I'm like, yeah, bet you gonna spend it with me. He's like, yeah. So boom, he hops on the phone. He calls his mom, gets on the phone with his bird. And she's like, no, I just sent you, woo, 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 woo. So he gets mad at her. He cusses his mom out, hangs up on her. I told him whenever he hung up the phone, I was like, bro, don't never talk to your mom in my cell like that again. Ever. You'll never use my shit again, you do it. For real, don't never do that, bro. I don't like that. So he goes straight from my cell to the blue box and gets on the phone. Trying. Probably about 4 or 5 hours go by. It's before that lockdown that night. He's trying to get $80. That's what he owes me, right? So he can get something else. He tries to get me. He comes back. He's like, man, will you have Jack Boy or one of your homeboys call my mama and tell her y'all gonna kill me? If she don't send the money, bro, I'm gonna get straight. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Fuck no. You don't know what could come behind that. She called down here, get everybody fucked off. Like, no, bro. You better never do no shit like that. But people be doing that, bro. A lot of times if a pod get hit, if a whole pod gets shut down, somebody's gotta push some buttons like that. Because I ain't gonna lie, bro. Police don't run the penitentiaries here at all. They have no control. For real, none. They can't even lock the doors, bro. The prison I was at, South Central, there's probably 1,800 people there. There wasn't a locked door on the compound. Not a locked gate, nothing. You can get anywhere at any time. The convicts is the one locking the doors. We got the doors rigged. All the doors is rigged. They would send a maintenance man to fix the doors. When he finished fixing the first door, everybody in the pod would be cussing him out, talking crazy to him. When he moved to the second door, they'd be fucking the first door up right behind him. So he would fix every door in the pod, bro. And every door in the pod would be broke right as he moved to the next door.
So I can only imagine, like, if you owe somebody, there's no hiding in your cell.
No, bro. No, absolutely not. Listen, bro, we had to sleep with butchers. No shit. Because, you into it with somebody, they can very easily pop in your cell and kill you. Like, it ain't nothing, because we had the doors rigged. Like, what we would do, we would take the Coca-Cola cans, we would cut them, and we'd rip slivers of the metal out, and we'd stick it into the door locks, and it holds the front lock down. So it shuts, it clips, but all you gotta do is take a piece of plastic, a card, anything like that, and it just clips straight open, pops straight open. I've seen people lock their door with sheets. I've seen all types of shit. Yeah, bro. Like, probably the worst The worst penitentiary war that I seen was actually between the same organization because there were so many of them. 2/3 of the compound was Vice Lord, where I was at, right? No shit, bro. Like they was so fucking deep. Like it don't make no sense. Every pod there'd be like 70 or 80 of them. All right, so 20 Mob and Ghost Mob had got into it over their chief on the street, Big Pokey in Memphis. Somebody slid on him and killed him. When that happened, dude, it popped off that same night. It popped off at like 6 p.m. until 3 o'clock in the morning. 11 police got stabbed that night. 11 police got stabbed. It was fucking Iraq in that bitch till 3 o'clock in the morning.
This is from something that happened on the outside that traveled inside.
Exactly. Yeah, bro. Exactly. Bro, all right, my old lady, my wife, she was in the penitentiary the same time I was. She did 8 years. It traveled to the women's prison. She was writing me letters, checking on me. She knew some shit was going on. She knew I was affiliated, all that. You know, so she was worried, bro, because it traveled all the way there. I hadn't said nothing. Bro, a whole lot of people got stabbed. A whole lot of people got killed. Like, no shit, bro. All right, I was in a, you know, a track.
What prison was this? What prison was this?
South Central Penitentiary, Clifton, Tennessee. So it's in West Tennessee, near Memphis.
Did you see somebody join the gang life in there? You know, they weren't that on the outside, but they joined it in there and it went horribly wrong. Did you see that happen?
Many times, bro. All right, so I put this dude on at Bledsoe. We was still in classification. I had him on watch, right? You in classification down here for about a year. So I put him on watch for 6 months, bro. You know, I just got my little YG on the set.
For somebody that's not in the gang life, can you explain to them what's that mean?
YG would be like young gangster.
What about the watch?
So watch is like, it's a period where you gonna roll around with the gang members. You gonna see how they rock, and they all gonna be watching how you rock. They're gonna be watching how you move, how you carry yourself, all that, right? They might even send somebody to try you, or somebody from a rival gang to try you. Like, all right, for instance, I had a homeboy in there. He was rolling 20 Crip. We was tight. I knew him from the street. We was in juvenile and shit, growing up together, everything. Like when one of our homeboys would be on watch, we would have a couple of his homeboys go check him, and vice versa. We do the same thing for them because, you know, you want to see it how he gonna handle it against some oppositions. So yeah, bro, like that. We in classification. A lot of people's on some nice shit there. So it wasn't like that yet. But I told him, I was like, yeah, bro, it's going to be 4 of us, right? It's going to be 4 of us. You're going to go in 3 times for 21 seconds. He didn't even make it through the second time. All right, when we finally put hands on him, dude carried himself good. He talked a big game, all that. But whenever we got in the cell with him, he wouldn't fight back, bro. He kept balling up. So a put on just turned into a beat down. It turned into a crunching. He got stomped out and keep it out your mouth type shit. He got beat down, bro. Yeah, because he wasn't gonna hold his own, bro. Like, you know, like, and I understand that. I always did. Like, I want to know what somebody that's gonna be around me that I know's got my back. I want to know what they're gonna do, right? Like, we had a thing. Treetop had a thing, bro. When I got to the penitentiary, we would get the ones with each other because we want to see what you gonna do. It helps us bond on a deeper level. For real. Like, you know, bro, you's in the culture. So once you step with somebody or even fight them, you know, if y'all's cool, y'all's cool. Like, it's just, it creates a deeper level of trust, right? It ain't gonna make sense to a lot of people, but you know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Men that want to be women, and how are they treated in there? And what happens if a gang member messes with one of them?
All right, so yeah, bro, I seen plenty of them. It actually varies penitentiary to penitentiary down here, because you got different orders in different prisons. Like South Central, The one I was mostly talking about, it's go wide open like anything goes. Like, for instance, we had a homeboy, Dirty Red, Memphis Blood. He's 6 Deuce Brown. Whole gangster, bro. He's about 6'10". When I tell you he walks around dissing other people all day, that's literally what he does. Like, for real, everybody, bro, and other gangs and shit was terrified of him. Like, homie, there was only 38 of us on the compound. Everybody else is like triple, quadruple in numbers. Nobody fucked
38
with us.
Bloods?
38 Bloods on the compound, South Central.
Man, you know, every prison I ever been to, y'all are deep. I ain't gonna lie. Every prison.
See, it was like that at Whiteville and some of the other penitentiaries I went to, but at South Central, it's out west. There's a couple penitentiaries here that are NBA. So there are no Bloods allowed. They actually tried that shit at South Central, but everybody stood on it. Real, everybody stood on it, bro.
That's crazy you say that. They had that down here in Baltimore. I guess when the Bloods and BGF went to war, they
Yeah,
had that. I thought that was a one-time thing. That happens across the country or something.
I guess. I guess because I actually heard about that, bro. Because I got cousins and shit still up there. Like some of them DMI. They different things. One of them's B6. I think it's like Bartonsville 6th Street. Like they got little hood gangs and shit, cliques. All my tattoos came from penitentiary.
Yeah, I see you got the you got your head tatted. What is that? A skull?
What this?
Yeah.
It's just different things, bro. A lot of it's like gang culture stuff. Like I got a tree on the back of my head. I got like the set. I got Spruce Street, West Arambi, North Spruce. I got the dog paws. Just different. I got the Texas Tech tees for treetop.
Since you've been out, does the tattoos hinder you from living life?
Yeah, bro. Police try to fuck with me. Everything still, even though that I'm out here, I'm literally living like a regular citizen, homie. Like I work every day. I work 5 days a week. I come home to my wife and kid. I be pushing carts in the grocery store, bro. Like, regular people shit. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm a Muslim, so I pray 5 times a day. Like I take it seriously too, bro. It definitely hinders me, man. It does.
You're more paranoid now from doing so much time in prison.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, for sure. I catch
You weren't
myself.
sleeping with a knife under your pillow still, were you?
Nah, but I was sleeping with shorts with a knife in my pocket when I first came home. Type shit. My wife said that I would wake up in the middle of the night and be fighting, punching her and stuff, like in my sleep, like thinking something done popped out. Bro, I woke up when I first came home. Like, dude, that's the longest stretch I'd ever been gone. I literally felt like I fell into another reality, like 6 years in. It just everything felt different, bro. I felt dead inside. You know what I'm saying? Time stopped moving the way it usually moved for me. Right? Like that shit would snap past, bro. Like months would move like days. You know what I'm saying? Like it moves so fast, bro. It's crazy. I would think I was dreaming, like being free was a dream. I don't like sitting in the middle of people when I go into restaurants. I gotta be in like a corner. I got to. I don't like people behind me. I give you a story. When I first came home from the penitentiary, I remember I walked into Walmart, right? I was with my stepdad and I went in there to buy a phone card to hook a phone up, bro. So I had like $100 bill. I had cash, not a card. I had cash. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go over here and do this." He's like, "Just meet me up front. Go ahead and you check out and stuff." I was like, "All right." So I'm going and I'm trying to check out, bro, and I couldn't figure it out. And I remember just looking around and like, where the fuck are all the cashiers? That's what I was thinking. I had never seen a self checkout, right? I had never seen that before. And I get up to it, and bro, like I literally started crying, bro. Not like out of fear or being scared or anything like that. Like, bro, I was so mad that I didn't know how to work nothing. Like I was just pissed at myself, bro. I was so pissed off at myself. And I was like, man, like I literally feel like I got in a time machine when I came home. It made me think of that man, the old Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes movie. I can't remember what it was called.
Oh yeah, when he goes back in the future or something, or the
Yeah,
arrest him.
where they
Yeah,
melt him. They melt him. They
yeah.
had him frozen in prison.
I know.
Yeah,
I know
bro.
what movies I'm about.
That's what it made me think of, bro. I remember laughing about it later on, but bro, it wasn't funny then. Like I was so frustrated and just mad, bro. Every day I'm working on different things, bro. You know, one of the main things in Islam is controlling your nafs. So your nafs is like your ego, your animalistic urges, right? Like I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to eat this, I want to drink this, like different things like that. Like that's one of the reasons we fast. So yeah, bro, just all about self betterment, man. I'm trying to make myself better and everybody around me. My penitentiary time and all these trials that I've had to go through, like literally living in hell, bro, for years and years. And I tell him, like, man, if I can't teach you the lessons that I learned through going through this without you going through it, then all my time nowadays for nothing is wasted. Right? But if I can help you understand these concepts the same way I got to understanding them by living them, then man, like, I'm glad I went through it.